first question I wanted to ask is like how I can manage stress stress related mainly to work and also like in terms of like pressure that I feel. Like what are your suggestions for that?
Yeah. So based on what you've told me earlier, I can only recommend this. Uh, it's not about rushing through and finishing your work. It's while you're present doing your work, the idea is to do as much as you can during working hours. All right? Always be mindful and aware of the time. Okay? That's the most important thing because at the end of the day, when it's lunchtime, you should know that you're going for your lunch break and don't think, oh, I haven't done so much. Okay? You just don't rush towards the timing. Just do as much as you can and always be calm. While doing all of this, if you feel any form of stress, just sit back, take a few deep breaths, and come back to it while sitting on your seat still. You're just closing your eyes and breathing. Look, the idea is to be efficient and mindful at the same time while you're doing the work calmly. Try and practice this because it'll be hard at first, but you will get the hang of it eventually if you keep following these points. Then what happens during lunch is you put everything away, only take your personal phone where you can contact people who are important to you and head out for lunch. If you want to go with friends, it's fine. But if you're starting on this journey towards dealing with yourself, I would recommend going and sitting in the outdoors in the restaurant of your choice and just sitting on a table just by yourself. If you want your fiance to join you at that point and he's free, tell him to meet you while you are heading down to that place. So once you sit there, have your lunch, okay? And no more touching your phone if you've messaged everyone because you have to wait for your order, right? So during this period of time, start replying everyone who matter to you. And that includes your fiance, that includes your family members or people who you deal with as family during your everyday life. If you have one or two friends who are very close to you that you need to respond that have texted you, go ahead if your food hasn't arrived. Once your food arrives, keep your phone beside you so you're wary if your fiance responds to you or if he's coming over, you know where he is. Meanwhile, just be mindful and eat your food, enjoying everything that is around you. You are not rushing through your food. Is everyone given a hour lunch break over there as here or longer?
No, 1 hour. 1 hour.
Okay, so that's great. So take 45 minutes to roughly finish your food and look around at the same time, being aware of each taste that you're taking in, being aware of what you're digesting, because that's going to give you more presence of mind once you head back to do your work. So by the time your fiance comes, you also have time as you're breathing into nature, breathe, enjoy, and you will realize you become more mindful, your head clears, there's no headache, nothing. If your fiance is coming over during that time, use that time once he arrives to actually start communicating with him. Ask him, before you ask him how's your day, you tell him how beautiful your day was. Don't have that concept about that there has been so much work or anything like that because you're trying to change now. And then once you're done doing that, ask him how his day was. And as y'all are eating, while he's waiting for his food after he orders, continue the conversation of everybody, what they have to say during the day. Look, we're not looking for arguments or problems. If he has a problem to say, accept it. Accept it. Think before you answer. That because this is your journey. It's your choice towards recovery. And he will realize the change. Think before you answer and then say your words wisely. Because you do. We all do have them if we all spend time to think. But you always have to speak the truth. If you are hurt by something, you have to say what you said. I was not happy about it, but I accept it. And here's what I have to reply. And then continue to listen, and you will realize, oh, he will realize that this is something different. So let the conversation continue. Keep eating, enjoy your food. And then you have 15 minutes if you have done after him. Just sit back, relax. If he has anything to say, let him say it. And then just observe nature at the same time. Look, this whole journey is about you. So you're trying your best to do you more than the person in front of you first. Okay? Because this is your journey towards decreasing the amount of stress. And then once you all walk away, once lunch is done, you head up to work, still aware of everything that is happening, not feeling stressed at all. That look, you still have work, but you will get what's prioritized for the day. Look, all the work that you're finishing on is not to finish it because you want to rush, because you want to be the top at your job. Stop looking at that. Your aim is to look at what is priority for the end of the day. It doesn't matter what comes later. It's not now. It's not where you reach later. People will realize at least it's efficient. It's in for that day. And that's what people want for top. Not how many papers you throw at them. It's what you finish for that day before you leave at, what time do you finish work? Your standard timing.
Mm,
What is the work required from the company? The timing that's given to every employee.
5.
And you start at? You start, right?
Yeah.
So
9
look,
to 5.
yeah, you do not leave your house early. You do not rush to get to work. You just consider the time for transport. If you have time after you wake up, have your breakfast at home. That's the best you can do. Have your breakfast. It matters. It's the most important meal of the day. You don't need to eat like a king. You just need to eat at least healthy food like oats, fruits, or fruit juice as well when you leave. I think most of you all do. What juice do you all drink? Oranges?
Yeah, or like my mom is doing for me all these kind of extracts with ginger and strawberry.
Yeah, so drink that first because that's the first thing that should go in your mouth. Then maybe you don't need to have the oats because that's already cleansing. Wait about 10 minutes and you can start eating your bowl of fruits, maybe some low-fat yogurt in it. All this is good for you. So I won't give you additional advice because what I give you is for your own health, and I'm someone who deals with food as well. Okay? So once you're done with that, go back to work right after your lunch break. Be mindful of the timing because you're already there at 1 hour. If your lunch break is 1 hour, you be there at 12. Nobody's going to kill you even if it's 12:01. There's no such thing. Your job's still there. It's waiting for you. So your aim before you enter the office is you're only working on things you're supposed to finish for that day first. Okay? So now after lunch, you're sitting in the desk, you're mindful of time. Just sit down. okay? Start doing your work still for the day. Look, there's no stress about this. Take your time and do it. When you're done with that, if you have additional time before 5:30, you're always allowed to drink water in between. Drink a bit of water if you're someone who has tea or coffee for your tea time. Have it at your desk while you're just sitting there preparing yourself to at least do the additional work that has been given to you, not because you're rushing, because you have time till 5:30. And this is after finishing your tea. If you're sipping your tea only or coffee or whatever, you can do it after having at least a 5-minute break. Okay? And continue. Continue. Okay? Continue as you go, and then at 5:30 sharp, you should be ready to grab your bag, which means at 5:25, you slowly start packing all the other things that you need to take home. You are not bringing home your work laptop. You're changing the skill this time because the requirement is to work. You were present at work, or were you always working from home? So regardless, you're done for the day. Whether you work from home or not, the hours still stay the same. They don't change. No company changes an 8-hour work job. It's we who are dragging it on to work from home beyond our time. Every company is held by the law of a government of employee rights, including Singapore. And let's not talk about your countries, okay? It's way much more.
Definitely spoiled in Europe.
Yeah. But look, everybody's protected by a governmental law. It's time you use it. That's a justice in it. That's a truth in it. And breathe. And you are going to listen to me and shut your work laptop at 5:30 sharp and put it away. Spend time with your family. If you have to head home for dinner with your fiance, go ahead. If not, spend a few days having dinner with them. And inform your fiance, I'm spending time with my family. I'll be home. At least give him by 8:30 that you're in your house. The idea is you spend with your fiance in your house. And you go back home to reach home in time at 8:30. Put all your work stuff away. You're not touching them. Just continue speaking about how's your day and stuff like that. And ask him how his day was. Spend time talking. Finish the conversation wherever's comfortable, in your living room or whatever. And he himself will realize there's changes because your parents realize there is changes. And then once you all head to your room, it's just you and the bed. If you want to watch your videos and your social media, once the conversation is over, give yourself between 9 to at least 9:30. We don't need you at this period of time to scroll through social media. It's pointless. Let me tell you that when you're on a journey of self, don't waste your time there. Look instead at people who you need to respond to who are important. Remember, at this point, you've been with your parents, you're only texting your fiance and you're home with them. Respond your friends who are close to you that matter at this point. And then what you do is you start getting ready for bed at 9:30. Got it? Once you've done watching your videos and responding to people who are important. Look, the videos only include a little bit of TV series. It doesn't matter if you don't finish it because that's not priority now. You'll have time for it. I'll tell you when. So once you get ready for bed and you're in your bed, it's just you thinking about how well you've done through the day, what is still the limitations, and how much more you can change. And then you're done. And you go to bed. That's it. At 10 o'clock sharp, you should be sleeping. Okay? I'm not saying this process is easy. And I'm not saying it's difficult. It just needs you to realize how much you want this change and how much you want to eliminate the stress in your life. You are always number one first. The timing that you give the people when you are present is important to them and to you to understand how to act and how much they've been there for you and why it is essential. It always starts with your parents first and then your fiance. Remember that, because your parents, your mom's been making for you a lot of things. A lot of people don't get that in their lives. You need to treasure that. I do, and every time I head back to Malaysia, trust me, that's what I treasure. I don't touch work. I don't touch consciousness work. I don't even touch my phone. Okay? One step at a time. And remember, day one requires you to at least make it to lunch at the time. Because the mindset you're going to go in after you wake up is those steps before you step into work. Okay, so now can we ask you question number 2?
We discussed this previously, but like about meditation and how to conduct actually meditation.
Right. Okay, so for you at this point, it's just going to be one type of meditation. Okay, and that is called a breathing meditation. At all points during your work, when I asked you to sit back and relax in between, never rushing, during your tea time, you're required to do this. Inhale through your nose and close your eyes. Exhale through your mouth 3 times. And while you're waiting for your food, once you've done the necessary and you've looked into nature, just close your eyes. If you're eating from home, enjoy your lunch wherever you are, yeah? Just take 3 breaths and breathe out always through your mouth. So that's the exercise. And before you sleep at night, repeat it again on your bed while lying down at this point. And then close your eyes because you will realize all stress has been eliminated and it takes you into a deeper sleep state. And because you've already thought about, look, you're not thinking about problems today. You're just thinking about how much you have done and loving yourself for how much you have tried. And then what you could try to make better tomorrow. Don't spend too much time on it. We're not pondering on your mistakes. We're pondering on what's next from the mistakes that were not done. Look, they're not mistakes. They're learning curves. They're lessons. Nothing is a mistake. It's always a lesson. You need to fail and accept failure because failure is the road to success. And you need to understand that because you are on a journey towards removing your stress and becoming more stress-free. So number 2, there's mindful meditation, which of course, this is a part that I guide people through in a separate half an hour video through them with live. It's not recorded, it's just between you and me, and we do it together. We can talk about number 3 is this. Before you start your breathing exercise while you're lying down in bed, have your affirmations written down previously when you come to bed and have them beside you. Before you lie down and turn off your light, remember what you say. Affirmation includes I am. So in your case, it will be things like I am healed to freedom. Another one is I am more mindful. I am entering work on time and leaving on time. That is 9 to 5:30 p.m. I am present with family and my fiance during our time together. You do that, you do the breathing exercise and sleep off straight. Trust me, you're already on your journey because as you go through your day, these affirmations should be constantly said. And you always gotta smile when you say them because this is your journey. There's a happiness coming out of it. And you have to trust that. The most important thing is you need to trust the process. Don't think with a mindset already that this is not going to work out. I can guarantee you it does because Julie is already halfway there. And it's possible for anybody I've worked with. The process is hard. Doesn't mean you give up. It means you continue. Never give up. Just continue because these affirmations are constantly playing in your mind through the day. Because whenever you have timing on the train or however you get to work on days, you need to travel to your parents or you actually need to be anywhere in work, which I doubt is probably the situation for you. You say it in your head. Always have that piece of paper in case you forget. Because eventually you realize as you keep saying it during all your break periods, you start remembering those exact words. You gotta say those exact words because I've said it to you all in a positive manner. Affirmations do not include any negative word that is not or anything like that. And if you realize you've progressed further from all these affirmations, you can add on brand new affirmations. Like if let's say, you want to be successful. Then you say something like, I am successful. in my job. I am successful in my journey. So then you continue. It's a process. I'm not saying it happens overnight, but every day is an opportunity for you. So last thing, what I want to say is that, so on Saturdays, what do? Here's the thing. You will have breakfast with your fiance at the place of your choice if y'all are going out. Okay? Y'all come back home together after y'all have finished your conversations, whatever. If y'all want to stroll, go ahead and stroll. If you're going out with your friends, allocate with them, not 4 hours or 3 hours. Just give it a 2 hours. And be present when you're with them. Inform your fiance if you don't bringing him along. You'll share friends, all of you go together. Okay? During all this timing that they've given y'all, that y'all are meeting up, you get to watch your videos. Okay? That's all you're doing. You're not looking at work. Look, this one happens on the first week itself, regardless. You have to do it. That's the only way towards your journey. You have to do this. You're not looking at your work. You're not looking at your work phone. You are not bothered about it at all. That's the requirement. Just move away from it, because every day you're doing your affirmations and your mindful breathing. Companies require you only Monday to Friday. There's no Saturday and Sunday. There is no company that asks that. On Sundays, do you visit your fiance's parents? Okay, so on Sundays, both of y'all head to your parents' home. Enjoy the conversation with them. Enjoy lunch together. Enjoy speaking. Make an effort. If he wants to do something else and doesn't want to come along, or if he wants to go somewhere after that, leave him be. You just spend the time with your parents, because that's a day with your parents. If they're watching TV together, watch TV with them. If you're not interested, you just be present on the couch, watching your videos if you want to. Then also do spend some time actually watching what they're watching, caring to bother what they actually watch. Once it disinterests you, you can just always continue to watch your videos. Give yourself at least enough time, maybe by 5 p.m. you leave. Inform your fiance you'll meet him home by then. Both of y'all cook together, prepare a meal together, and have that meal together. While y'all are preparing, y'all can always talk about things. Look, you're not talking about problems at this point anymore. Okay? No, practice it and tell him, I don't want to listen to issues today. We're just going to talk about what happened during the day and how beautiful it was. That's your job to tell him that. And listen, it doesn't matter what his response is. You're just going to start doing it. It's you who's on this journey. People need to know that those who are close to you need to accept you for who you're becoming. And if they drop off, it's not your family who's going to drop off. It's just these additional people. Accept it. If your friends who you deem as close drop off, accept it. There's always people around who come to you who actually become when you join your journey for real. And trust that. That's all the trust that you have. But spend that time doing it. Give everybody a chance. Because at the end of the day, it's you who matters. So, do you understand all of this?